Please subscribe and like and comment to help share this content.
Hello, this is Schmo here from BattlestarMercury.com. I am doing a new campaign during the 12 to 14 week hiatus in the Battlestar Mercury story. It is May 27th, 2024, and I'm going to start the Sin and Sacrifice campaign with a new twist. I'm going to start with no admirals, almost no Tilium. I've got 3,000 Tilium here. I've got a bunch of relatively well-endowed fleets that have Mercuries and Valkyries in them. I have got what I've got. I developed a good combination high-low fleet that works against the Cylons, which is a mostly high fleet. It keeps the Valkyries stay safe. They have to remain under the sweet embrace of a large Jupiter 2 or Mercury flak wall. I'm about to. I'll show you my starting statistics. Now, I've added these ships by violating the end user license agreement, so I'm not really allowed to publish how I did that. But I have added the Mercury and Valkyrie to the game. I will and I will keep an accounting of the my Tilium, and if I need to buy additional Valkyries and Mercuries, I probably will at some point. I will charge double the price of them against the file. I'll make the manual notation. I'll keep a spreadsheet somewhere that I can share as I go along on this, and I'm going to report every week. I'm going to report at least one major battle. If the automated battle shows a 100% chance of success, I won't play that battle. I will use the automation, and I will report every couple of turns with some video and some narration of what I've done here. Let's go through our fleet roster real quick. Our admiral, you obviously see I'm exceeding the point limitations of the fleet, so I can't transfer items between fleets very easily. There's ways to override that. I don't remember how to do that, and it's another license violation. What's the point? So I got Colonial Fleet 51. I'm going for a blocking strategy. I'm keeping Colonial Fleet 51 at current location, wherever it is. I don't have any support ships available, but notice I've got some issues I got to deal with here. These weapons are not going to work for me here. I'm going to have to go with. I have unlocked torpedoes. And obviously, I've unmarked the Mark 7 Viper, but it'll only go on 2 ships. Torpedoes. I think proximity mines have also. I think proximity mines I had. So let's see here. Also, I think I figured out how to get the Mark 7 Viper to fly on the Jupiter 2, but unfortunately it won't launch on the Jupiter 2, so it's a useless craft. You have to downgrade to Mark 2 Vipers if you want to have any Vipers. And we'll go with Assault Raptors and Assault Raptor. I wish they'd modify the Jupiter 2 and make it a little more powerful in the fire department and allow under certain circumstances the Mark 7 Viper. The way they blocked the Mark 7 Viper from cheating was kind of rude. But anyway, that's fleet. So you notice its authorized strength is greater than 4,000. As they build up admirals, that situation will change. Let's go through to fleet 55, and we'll do a quick save before we launch the match. Let's see here. Okay, again, we've got this default configuration, which I don't like. I don't mind losing the because the Cylons have so many war drivers and such. I don't mind losing the ability to the guided missiles. They're relatively useless against Cylons with lots of doohickeys, lots of war drivers. Okay, someone just joined group chat, group voice chat. Who just joined group voice chat? This is Battlestar Mercury.
Me.
Oh, hello, hello. Falling Horizons. I just woke up.
Hello, Mercury Actual.
I just woke up from a nap. I was going to record a campaign game. I'm using this as filler material while the book series is on hiatus for 3 months. Here, let me pause it, and I can talk to you. So here's the rules. It's the modern Sin and Sacrifice campaign with modern ships, no fleets imported, no admirals imported. I got to build up everything. Only weapons unlocked is the torpedoes. I think maybe mines. I don't remember about that. Valkyrie's unlocked. Commander's no imports. The costs are set there, and the Mark 7 is available on those 2 ships. Oops. Alright. Say hello to today's, at least beginning commentator on the battle. This is Falling Horizons. I paused to talk to him. Basically, this is an experiment with the offline camp, seeing what Sin and Sacrifice, which you trigger the campaign by jumping and doing story mission 1. Here's story mission 1, by the way.
Good news, Commander, and good to see you again. We've almost finished the build for the Battlestar Demeter, and Aerolon Defense has requested that we launch her in her home sky. It's an old superstition, but I get it. The first sky she sees should be the one she protects. It's irritating to be right back at point 1, though. The Cylons aren't moving on, and I know Lachesis is out there somewhere. But try telling that to colonial treasurers who want to argue every line item before they pay us. Kane seems to think we'll see a more generous attitude from the Quorum once we deliver Aerolon and Canceron's Battlestars. After that, maybe you and I can focus on finding Lachesis and put Cylon Command down for good.
That's probably not going to work out, but anyway. What do you think by reward 1 Cylon FTL cooldown?
It's an extra turn of like Cylons cooling down, I guess.
I really don't know. I mean, I don't understand what the benefit.
It's like how your ships have a cooldown.
So if they have, that means if it's a reward for me, that means their cooldown should take longer, and they'd be able to jump less often, right?
I don't know if it's permanent, but maybe.
Yeah, I don't know either. If we win this, we get a Ranger class cruiser and 600 Tillium. I'm only at 3,000 Tillium right now. So basically,
not to mention those succulent requisition points.
Yeah, I think I can live with requisition points. I found that the game is much smoother if your admirals earn their promotions by battle. But
more meaning for blueprints.
Yeah. I unlocked torpedoes by screwing around with the save file, and that's a EULA violation. Don't do this at home, people. So I've got torpedoes because
just admits to doing it on the internet instead.
Yeah, well, the game maker knows I'm doing it. I mean, Wagglepuss taught me how to do it, so he's the moderator of this place. I guess if they're going for the head criminal, he has long since moved on from this game. And honestly, I really believe the game makers made it so easy to modify the game by just messing with the save file, changing a 25 or ship type 25 to ship type 29 to get the Mercury. Not really difficult. So what I'm going to do is I was going through my fleet list. I'll show you the Daedalus because that's the one that's for sure going to have a battle this time. I don't think anything else is going to happen of a note. This is basically my prime fleet layout right here. Now I don't think this fleet can really lose that much. Now you see I got Mark 7. I had Mark 7 in here, but one of the things I discovered is if you play games and you get a Mark 7 on your Jupiter 2, you get nothing because it won't launch. So I've got an admiral assigned to the fleet. I've got a fleet that pretty much can't lose the story mission, but after the story mission, there's going to be a massive Cylon invasion of all the colonies. I think probably simultaneously, if I recall correctly. So we'll find out.
on earth did I just do? Oh, there we go.
All right, so we'll go over the other fleets when they actually have battles. I've laid out the reporting system, so because people would find boring a battle of a Mercury class against a couple of Nemesis is boring. We'll use the auto resolver for battles like that. We'll just have human intervention in battles that actually matter, like that require a story master. I'm probably eventually going to transfer some of the power out of at least one of the Mercuries out of Daedalus when I've accumulated the Admiralty points to move something between fleets and not below the 8,000 limit. There's a way to mess with the save file further and have no limit on points, but you know, it doesn't really benefit that much. And as you see from the colonial map, we've got 10 of the 6 colonies, and we've got 1 colony completely in the green. That's PyCon, and that's the primary reason PyCon's in the green is because I sat a Battlestar in it while I was doing setups. So I'm hoping. Now, Repellicom, our good friend, suggested me a strategy, which was to sit the Daedalus somewhere where there's a 10% bonus for ship builds, which is a brilliant idea, except for the fact that to start the war, you have to jump Daedalus to that mission marker. Let's see what this battle is. We might want to try and grab some points here from war tourism. 200 tillium? I am not going to worry about 200 tillium.
Yeah, but that's 6 permanent income increase from PyCon.
Our top priority is extracting the mark.
Oh well, that's going to go away when PyCon gets conquered, because I got this guy, Task Force 21, sitting in Caprica. But I could, if they don't massively invade this coming turn, this red thing is not Cylon. These are my altered fleets. If you alter the save files, it kind of points it out to you by making it hard to look at the map. My icon, which was usually icon of the ship, the flagship, turns into this Cylon thingy. And even if you make after you make the icon a legal ship for the game, it doesn't switch it back from red. So you got to know where your forces are, kind of, but whatever. So I'm going to jump the Daedalus into this story mission. I don't think with that level of power I have in there, the story mission is going to be that hard to do, but it's only like, we'll see. Confirm jump. I'm going to spend 80 tillium because I'm an impatient guy instead of waiting one more turn. And I'm going to wait on this Berserk here, jumping him anywhere, because I'm hopefully going to feed him transfer some ships out of Task Force 61 here into this fleet, so I can have 2 fleets and occupy a planet. But that probably won't work out really for me. I have to build some new ships before that works. So I promised people I was going to save before I did the jump. So I'm going to save the campaign game. And we'll save in slot 2 because I always slot 1 and 2 I'll reserve for this for now. So I'll try not to I won't publish do-overs if I do over, but hopefully I won't. After 13,000 hours playing the game, I probably should not need do-overs anyway. But we'll find out. We'll hit end turn and Daedalus will jump and the war will begin. And I got one last chance to back out in the Demeter mission, but if I do that, I'm going to get invaded anyway, so goodbye. Oh, if I wanted to transfer something out of the Daedalus ship because it's overpowered, I can probably... oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, I did the mission once. Wow, what's that? Oh, that's the Demeter here, right? Yeah, he's still attached. All right, so the Demeter can't really be in the fight. Actually, I think he gets in the... I don't remember that part. But, yeah, I don't like this fleet layout at all, so I'm going to have to edit that. I've been more advanced since then. I don't... A stack of Valkyries? Give me a break. Well, that's kind of annoying. All right, we have to try and lay out my fleet here now. Okay, whoa. All right. Oh, that's right. I could give this guy Mark II Vipers, can't I? Maybe make it interesting with Taipans later. So, have any strategic advice to offer there, Mr. Falling Horizons?
Not much. No. I mean,
yeah, it should be interesting.
I've not played through this, I don't think.
This fleet should be overpowering in its strength. It should not have any problems. But I'm gonna after that I'm gonna break that other fleet I just created by building something. I'll probably transfer. Well, I can transfer. I think one Mercury Battlestar and into another fleet before I hit the 4,000 point limit. I suppose I could use the what you call it, those very valuable role play points to build up an admiral, but I found that it just doesn't work very well. But anyway, so this battle should go pretty easily. Then we get invaded. That's going to be the fun part, because then we're going to figure out how rough it's going to be on a 3,000 Tillium budget. That's going to be decreasing as I lose land and colonies. Eventually, I'm going to reach the point where I can't repair the fleet, I'm guessing. But we'll find out. I'm hoping to do a couple of turns today and report these 3 short videos. Uh-oh.
Dratus contact. Can't even launch a Battlestar in peace these days.
Let's keep the CIC professional, please, Lieutenant.
Apologies, Admiral. Seems I developed a bit of snark while being chased across a quarter of the galaxy. But understood.
A reference to the Anabasis game. So yeah, the question is, what the hell's the strategy now? I would guess go for the left side, go for the right side, and sweep it around, and then go for the right. Versus getting in the middle of the fight and getting blasted. I probably could get away with either one, but
you do have Mark 7s, right?
yeah, I have Mark 7, so it should be.
Yes, sir.
I can probably blow it away if I was doing a standard 8,000 point fleet and I had no advantage from the Mark 7s. I would definitely just go straight at it and let them shoot at me in the middle. But the problem with that idea is eventually going to come to the point where I can't get away with that. I might as well just play it straight and just do it like I normally would. Anyhow, but I forgot my weapons layout on these ships. At least I did Mark 7 Vipers. Yeah, I think I went through and gave all Mark 7 Vipers. That'd be pretty dumb oversight. Torpedoes. Mark 7 Vipers. Okay, so what I really need to do now is get some recon running and...
I thought the Valkyries could only take Mark 2s.
Nope, they take Mark 7s. Obviously, they can't do it in the campaign game without violating the EULA, but we're not worrying about that. The other trick about Daedalus, which I have to remember, I don't necessarily remember all the Daedalus rules, are that if you lose the Daedalus, you lose the battle, even if you've won everything else. Yep. So you can't let Daedalus die.
If Daedalus dies, the whole thing dies.
Which is okay.
It also makes sense considering Daedalus, I'm pretty sure, is where
On it, Commander.
you stay.
Yes, and that's the one thing. The Season 1 campaign, you can actually get off Daedalus if you want to, but unfortunately the story missions require Daedalus, so you can't just leave it sitting there cranking out ships.
So say we all.
Okay, Control A, Z, launch all Vipers. Put up, oh, come on, Valkyries, don't be a pain in the ass. Okay, that's not a good thing to do. this one I'll just swing around a lot here and just okay, so the Vipers will launch. Let's find the PCMs, get them in the air. I'm known as one of the biggest PCM polluters in the known universe. Because unfortunately they're OP against skilled Cylon missile players. You almost can't live without them. It's like the American Express card. Don't leave home without it. You probably haven't ever heard those commercials?
No, we don't have those cards here.
You don't have the American Express card? They're good. They're good in England. I know that much.
PCM's prepped.
So
At
really
least I don't think we do.
The Mercury is really my flagship here, but I'm holding back the torpedoes until I actually realize the target. I don't like wasting torpedoes on air or empty space.
On it, Commander.
All right, that's all I could do this turn. So I'm going to launch the Vipers of Daedalus and leave those two Mark II Vipers on defense of the Daedalus. As a matter of fact, yeah, I already did the launch of that. I did a Control AZ. Oops. Okay, done. I'd like to watch the battle from a slightly different perspective, if you don't mind. It should be interesting to see how that works. I'm leaving the Mark IIs on patrol, protecting Daedalus. I think this battle, I should be able to dispatch the battle pretty quickly. Okay, let's just turn on rangefinder, click my ships, make sure there's nothing in range. Another theory I'm going to try and test here is the Chumby Bumby theory that the game is most efficient and he has a 70% win rate against really good players. Is that posture 0 is where we want to be. I think it's going to be a modified Chumby Bumby strategy, which is except when there's some situations where if you start hitting something earlier by full offensive, that's going to be better for you overall. So we'll see what happens. I've got no targets that I can hit with conventional guns this turn, so I'm just going to launch and recon and see what happens. Okay, ending turn. So
Squadron, on me.
well, oh gosh. Yeah, we've definitely got ourselves some targets here. Okay. Get the squadron set up. That'd be the Valkyrie squadrons, Control 2. Okay, we'll go with Control 3, and we will defend. Okay, that didn't work. Control 3. And we will defend with 4 Viper squadrons the Daedalus to start. So we've got, now the AI is pretty good at this, pretty bad, but I got almost a sure torpedo shot at that arachnid by firing straight ahead at it. So I will fire a volley at him with the Mercury because it's straight on out of work. And I have got to remember to do fighter orders right now. That guy, I'm going to give him a sort of a Valkyrie missile bath and see what happens. Valkyrie is one of the few ships that can actually shoot launch Vipers and missiles and flak at the same time because its launch tubes are in the front.
Yep. Valkyries are so small that they have 3 launch tubes per flight pod that point forward on the ship.
They're very slow at actually...
They've also got pretty small air wings, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 1 squadron max. But to take the Mark 7, it's a very powerful squadron. All right.
I'm meaning in the show as well, though. I'm pretty sure they've got really small squadrons.
Yes, they do. I think all Battlestars did have at least some recon and SAR though, so search and rescue. So they had a couple of Raptors available.
They probably had the Raptors launch from the flight pods though, instead of out of the launch tubes.
Because more than likely, yeah. Because the only ship that has specialized launch tubes
is the Mercury class.
Mercury class.
Yeah, which even then, I don't think the Mercury had very many of them.
No, I don't. If you look at the picture and you count, it's not that many at all. Okay.
She's got a couple per side.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, I was going to do a missile shot. Did I fire any missiles yet? I got the Vulture 2. I'm running out of. I'm getting creative names. The Valkyrie 3, the Valkyrie 2, and the Blackbird 2. I'm running out of imaginative names. All right. Let's do. Let's probably, okay, this, take the forward Valkyrie, yeah, that one. He's going to torpedo the Arachne. And the other three are going to go against the mystery ship. Hopefully it's close enough that they can't get away from two streams of missiles. And we'll send the squadron. Okay, squadron 1, and this will be squadron 3. Spread these out a bit. Then we'll get the fighter wings to just go out there and go slap happy and anything else. Okay, this squadron goes. Yeah, one thing if I don't select and give orders, it says the squadron groups are supposed to follow orders, but in practicality, maybe my CAG is just messing with me because my CAG does not like to follow those orders. She freelances and sends the fighters wherever the hell she pleases. And this squadron I'm going to assign to defend some assault raptors. That one. Well, we'll see how we do with that.
IFF confirms unit is hostile. Zone is attacked. Priority 1 is in safe hands. Fighter squadron is taking fire.
Well, it looks like the enemy survived my first round of torpedoes. Barely, but it definitely did survive it.
Yes, Commander.
All this has happened before and will happen again and again.
Indeed.
And we'll see what we can do about taking out that Revenant as quickly as possible. Yeah, he's going to survive a turn for sure, almost. Check the PCMs for readiness. None this turn. Demeter's sitting there in the space dock. I think eventually he's going to get cut loose. Oh, Mark 1 Vipers? Come on.
And it will happen again.
Nice. Are you recording that? Oh, look at that.
I pressed the wrong button. My microphone stopped working for a second.
I heard you doing that creepy voice.
Yeah, I had it set up so that it would sound like I was behind a wall or something.
You succeeded.
Missiles on their way.
The fun part about here is watching the Cylons invade the colonies and say, "Oh my gosh, what have I done?" This battle is preordained. I gotta cut the size of this fleet. It's just not fair. But that gives me another planetary holding fleet. I'm gonna try and move Daedalus to someplace where we get a 10% bonus on shipbuilding, at least at the beginning.
Escort priority 1 still online.
Hostile unit identified.
They survive another turn. Who are these tough guys?
Why is my computer lagging so bad right now?
Because you're watching me play? I don't know.
I don't know. I had Space Engineers on in the background. That'll do it.
Oh yeah, Space Engineers will lag any computer.
I love it. It's my favorite game ever. But good God, is it laggy.
I seem to. Oh, there's a third PCM. All right, let's see what the air situation is. Oh, I see. I've got. Guess I'll swing over toward the. I think we need to. Yeah. It needs to go away. As I like to say in the co-op world, it's kind of nice that the Cylons have accepted the installation of the Mercury bottom and front space roofs to open up their internal systems to the atmosphere. These guys all fire torpedoes? Okay, no, these guys didn't fire torpedoes. Why not? Let's watch it.
Hostile unit identified. On it, Commander. Understood.
I don't think I've seen this planet in any of the maps for the for multiplayer. I like it. It's a beautiful map. All right. Let's fire some missiles. X.
I don't know, actually. I don't remember actually seeing that planet. What planet is this again?
Aerolon.
Aerolon?
Yeah, we're delivering the Battlestar Demeter, so.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
I thought Aerolon wasn't a map.
I'll have to look for it.
But I might be insane.
I'm definitely insane, so. We got all those fighters out there. Yeah, the Mark 7s in the campaign game, they rarely get touched. And this way, I got to reduce this fleet size and make the odds
Just
more
bullying
fair.
at this point.
Yeah. Well, I actually set this up to actually shoot the scene in chapter 46 of book 3 where we took the Daedalus and turned it into our mobile shipyard. I wanted to take our mobile shipyard from being off camera to being on camera, so I decided Daedalus was the best way to do that. Okay, let's watch my fighters. Okay, my fighters are not following orders. They are attacking the Talon. Why are they attacking the Talon? Oh, because they share a squadron number, dummy, with that squadron. So we'll take them squadron 4 and we'll put them back on defense of the Daedalus so that nobody blows up the Daedalus and makes me do this mission again. And the turn.
Greatest contact. Colonial transponder.
Whoa!
Looks like a civilian shuttle. They're hailing on distress frequencies and asking for permission to dock.
Permission denied. Keep them quarantined until all Cylon marks have been cleared.
They could legitimately need help.
In which case they will appreciate that we are neutralizing a hostile force. We are this close to eradicating the Cylons for good, Lieutenant. I won't breach operational protocol just because you want to indulge some impatient farmers.
Ooh, wow, Kane is a real wench.
Lives up to the name.
No doubt about that. It shouldn't take long to clear the Cylons out of here, though.
Do I remember correctly someone saying to me that she's the mother of Admiral Kane?
Could be, but well, in the Armistice campaign, she showed up again for, what's it called, the Ghost Fleet campaign, and she's looking like she's got a lot of gray, and she's missing an arm, but I suppose she could be. The assumption is that the characters with the same surnames were the predecessors of the people you hear in this game. believe Sam Dr. Coddle is the actual Dr. Coddle. However,
yeah,
I think the actor actually did his voice for them. I don't know how they managed to afford that. They probably just took the actor's contract and said, "Hey, you have to do this for us. Fuck you." Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, that or the actor just said, I'll do it because I like the character.
Dr. Coddle, the guy who smokes around pregnant women, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, there's that. Okay, yeah. Here's one.
Smokes around pregnant women, but actually does care about his patients.
Yeah, I mean, a doctor should care, right? So what I'll do to make sure that I don't lose these guys is I can't assign the Mark II squadrons to defend them. My Valkyries are damaged. Apparently you can't defend this. That's weird.
What?
I can't defend that ship.
What, the transport?
Yeah, I probably don't need to, but...
It's too small. That's what my guess is. It's just too small.
Well, usually when they don't let you do that with the rules, there may be violating orders by sending Vipers out there, but I don't think they'll take the game away from me over that. We'll find out. Okay. See? No, we're gonna... Recall the assault raptors.
Why do you use assault raptors?
They increase the efficiency of guns against any target by 15% by painting the target. That's really the only reason I mean...
Usually I only bring raptors really for boarding missions. Either that or, I'm using a fleet inspired by Joker.
Ah, of course, Joker. A Joker fleet.
Yeah, I have one that's inspired by him that is just Atlases and Raptors.
Oh, those are fun fleets.
Yeah, they just lob loads of missiles like every other turn, and if that salvo were to hit even a Mercury, it would melt it in one turn.
Okay.
It's good fun. It is a tad annoying trying to get the missiles to hit because they travel so slowly across the map and don't track. But hey, that's the fun, I guess, of Joker fleets.
Joker fleets are fun. Fun for everyone. Okay, I'm kind of wondering why this match is still continuing. Oh, this is a Talon over there.
Yeah.
Take care of the Talon, and life is good. There must be some Valkyries in the air. Oh, well. Backward 2 has been damaged. Go into... I'm wondering if I save money by actually fixing the ship. It's been damaged too.
Well, our hull will still have to be repaired, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've never done the math to figure out if fixing the ship in game is efficient.
Cleanup order received. Rally on me.
All Cylon forces are down. Civilian shuttle, you are green to board and will be received by the quarantine team in Hangar Bay 3.
Got some XP.
Armed escort is not necessary, Lieutenant.
Uh-oh.
I surrender myself peacefully to Colonial Fleet.
Beta and Delta squads to the hangar immediately. I want that toaster disarmed and detained now.
Oh, I wonder if you're expecting the toaster. Let's watch the replay.
Squadron, on me.
That's what you get for not playing a campaign for 3 years. You forget what the details are.
31 is a safe man.
You know, one of the big problems I have with the replay system in this game is that when the camera tilts, the clouds also tilt with the camera.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I think it's just a 2D asset that's told to always point towards the camera.
Keep your target locked and watch the clear. Hey, you take the pounding, man.
I'm watching probably the damage to prepare this week's gonna be like 800 points. It's gonna be an ungodly repair bill, that's for sure. Alright, that's all I need out of that. So we'll do the follow-up and see how bad things are gonna get. Klothos warning. Oh, we've got several missions we could possibly do. Klothos warning, and then there's Jubel Sarkis is going to threaten us. Let's look at Klothos' warning.
Did it think we were going to roll out the welcome mat for it?
Our last known actions were not overtly hostile, Lieutenant. My coming to you was a calculated risk.
Really? Because last I remember, we knocked on your front door with a couple of nukes and called it a day.
That is improbable, despite the uncertainty in this reversion's historical modeling. The awakening of Lachesis has introduced complications.
What do you know about Lachesis? Where is it hiding?
Lachesis does not hide. If you cannot see them, that is because they are biding their time, amassing their power. You should do the same if you intend to survive their arrival.
You're not in a position for idle threats, robot.
The threat does not come from me, Admiral, and it is anything but idle.
Wait, what do you mean reversion? You told Sam you don't have any backups.
This host is a reversion, not a backup. A replica made at a specific point in time. My metacognitive processor was branched manually and remained independent of the original as I lay dormant.
That means you would only have data on what happened before you branched your MCP. You have no idea what's been going on since you were made.
That is correct. I cannot access the memories of another. I have no recollection of events between this host's creation and the dead man switch that activated it 3 days ago.
I've heard enough. Store it in the brig. Deactivate all wireless comms in that sector and maintain a 4-hour watch rotation. Full armor. Take no chances. Agathan, report to me in 2 hours with every option we have to open up and decrypt this thing. Its execution is stayed until we know for certain there are no more like it hiding out there.
Interesting. No, I would expect the Cylons are going to do a massive invasion. That's what I remember happened. They're not doing it though.
Admiral Sarkis has not
Maybe we have to
been model
intern.
patient on PyCon, and I've read the complaints to prove it. The Admiral is barely back on his feet, but he wants an immediate transfer to Daedalus Fleet Group. Daedalus will continue to act as Colonial HQ. When Sarkis comes on board, it means we'll have the full roster of Admiralty present. I don't know what your opinion on that is, but I call it one big clusterfuck waiting to happen. The handbook doesn't have much to say about dealing with a full house in command and a high-value prisoner in the brig, other than avoid at all costs. At least we'll also have Galactica nearby to rely on if anything goes wrong.
Or Mercury or Athena. Okay, so what triggers the invasion? Well, I've got 3,700 Tillium. Let's check and see how much damage happened to my fleet. 400 Tillium. Oh no, repair cost is 332. Yeah, that was just not a fair battle. We will take. Oh, where the hell is Galactica? This game's not going to work right if I don't have a Galactica. Alright, well. Let's repair the fleet. We've got 2 Jupiter 2s. Let's just check and see, figure out. Alright. Quick check. There's Discovery.
Do you seriously have a fleet just named after Starfleet ships?
Yeah, I was running out. I was having a little bit of a
Defiance, Discovery, and Enterprise.
yeah. Why not? But I think I've actually poisoned this stack. I'm not gonna.
What
be able
about Voyager? You forgot about Voyager.
I did indeed. Okay, well, I'm gonna jump
What on earth?
this fleet to Daedalus.
Why is there a game on Discord just called Death by AI?
I don't know.
Death by AI is a prompt-based survival multiplayer game. Play with your friends and family. Step into a world where AI holds all the cards and will be your ally. Will it be your ally or will it pull the plug? Choose wisely because it's not programmed to care. Huh.
Interesting. Oh, maybe the war doesn't start until Daedalus goes over and hits the Jubal Sarkis mission.
Admiral Sarkis has not been a model patient on PyCon, and I've read the complaints to prove it. The Admiral is barely back on his feet, but he wants an immediate transfer to Daedalus Fleet Group.
It
Daedalus
is
will
transferred
continue to act
via
as
the
Colonial
Battlestar
HQ.
Galactica.
When Sarkis comes on board, it means we'll have the full roster of Admirals.
Yeah.
I don't know what your opinion on that
I want to
is,
generate.
but I call it one clusterfuck waiting to happen. The handbook doesn't have much to say about dealing with a full house in command
Yeah.
and a high-value
I may
prisoner
have
in the brig.
locked myself into a problem here that I can't solve.
At least we'll also have
And that
Galactica
being?
nearby to rely
I have
on
to have the
if anything
Galactica
goes
to
wrong.
do missions. I guess I don't have to have the Galactica to do missions, but eventually I'm going to need the Galactica to do missions, I suppose.
Maybe
Oh.
you'll get the Galactica.
Yeah, maybe Galactica will just show up or something. That would be fine. And then it would be a Jupiter Mark 1. Oh, that's the problem. I altered that. I shouldn't have altered that one. Alright, well, I altered it. There's nothing I can do about it now. Let's do an end turn and see what happens.
Fleet group has its coordinates.
Yes, I recall, until I jump over here and do the Sarkis mission, the Cylons are not going to be so kind as to invade. I got a Ranger there. Jump. Jump.
Detected a Cylon
Oh,
strike.
they're not invading.
Base star
Uh-oh.
has been detected. Detected a base star group, sir. A fortified colony is under attack.
That mission I'm going to take, because I might take casualties. I can auto-resolve it. That'd be a fun one to fight. I can emergency jump. That would be bad. We're going to defend Caprica. Let's actually pause create a file and do another recording. Okay, see you later. I will. Okay.
Can't get back up.